Dan Snyder was a guy who could talk about sports one minute and art the next, both with equal degrees of knowledge and insight. He could hold his own in a political debate, and yet could rattle off a multitude of ridiculously creative non sequiturs. He was a good friend. He was a good husband. I know, I'm sorry, I'm accidentally reading his eulogy. Just a second, bear with me, folks. I've known Dan Snyder ever since he had only one bump on his nose. To fully appreciate the amount of time I'm talking about, I'd like to refer you to these charts, which detail the horrific stepwise malformations of Dan's mutant proboscis through the last couple of decades. You'll note here in Figure 1 that the 1970s peak in its one-bump stage was almost normal, given the circus sideshow standards of that era, and a far cry from the crime against man and nature that resides above his lips today. Next slide, please, Mr. Kane. As we move into the 1980s, Dan's nose literally anti-blossoms into a rather disturbing conglomeration of evil, caused by a combination of the magnetic pull of Bayonne, New Jersey, and Reagan-era greed. The 1980s nose incidentally caused all local rabbis to greatly question their faith, some of them actually climbing to the highest peaks of their temples and demanding a written apology from the Creator. Next slide, please, Mr. Kane. The 1990s show a truly hopeless and misshapen snout, no longer suitable for oxygen intake, and resembling the final work of some blind sculptor gone mad. The future? There are two schools of thought as to what the year 2000 will mean to the Snyder protuberance. The first school of thought, coming out of Australia and based on total guesswork and alcohol, theorizes that Dan's nose will end up like this. Did you give him a side view of that one? Okay. The second prediction, which is a bit more plausible than the first, is that Dan's nose will become an entirely separate human being and break away from Dan's body. Slide, please. It's hypothesized that this brother of fission, if you will be much better looking than Dan, will be a better lover than Dan, a better piano player than Dan, and eventually replace Dan altogether. John brings up a relevant point in that Dan's nose as it exists now is better looking, a better piano player, and a better lover than Dan. Thank you, Mr. King. Okay. So I've known Dan for a while. What am I, Betty Davis? We've got a lot of things in common, but to protect his reputation with his new in-laws, I'll mention only music here. Dan's a great pal, the kind of guy that'd give you the shirt off his back, and his fashion sense wasn't so horrendous, we take him up on that. I haven't known his new wife Donna all that long, so she still lets Dan and I hang out together. But I do know that she loves him. Her unspoiled affection shines fulgently through whenever she begs him to get a nose job, or when she cuts on him so viciously that he loses all power of speech, or when she simply beats on him. I wish these two crazy kids all half the luck in the world. The other half I reserve for their children, God help them. To the bride and groom, ladies and gentlemen.